A peaceful morning begins at the edge of the street where the garden waits for the day. Jane steps quietly into her garden, ready to begin the work that defines her silent world. With a gentle touch, she removes the morning dew, showing care for every tiny living soul. Slowly, she pours fresh water, nourishing the thirsty earth with a quiet and steady, deep patience. Later, she wipes the dust from the wooden sign, preparing her small space for the day ahead. She straightens the small clay pots beside the gate, giving the entrance a humble and welcoming grace. Every movement is quiet, yet each careful action seems to make the garden breathe a little more freely. When the distant sound of a carriage fades, she returns to her work with a focused heart. Through every precise cut, she learns that consistency creates a beauty that words cannot easily explain. As the sunlight begins to glow, she finds peace in the simple rhythm of her daily chores. Moving with intention, she places each pot to make the path feel inviting for every visitor. In this moment of silence, she rests her body and lets the garden speak for her spirit. Gradually, her hands become an extension of her kindness, tending to each root with deep affection. She checks the young shoots one by one, noticing which leaves need shade and which are reaching toward light. Though no grand applause surrounds her, the steady order of the garden becomes its own gentle praise. With disciplined care, she sorts the seeds, knowing each one holds the promise of future blooms. The soft afternoon breeze whispers through the garden, carrying the faint, sweet scent of dried lavender. Afterward, she carefully mends the wooden fence, ensuring her little sanctuary stays strong and safe inside. On the wooden board, she writes a simple message of welcome to everyone who passes by. When the tools are perfectly aligned, she stands back to admire the order she has created. A butterfly dances by the gate, and for a moment, she follows it with her gentle eyes. Slowly, the weight of the day fades away, replaced by the quiet joy of her hard work. The street begins to stir beyond the fence, but Jane remains devoted to the calm world she has chosen. She trims a fading blossom with kindness, making space for another bloom to rise in its place. As twilight falls, she walks through the rows, making sure every bloom is resting comfortably now. Then, she warms her hands around a cup of tea, letting the steam rise into the air. While the embers glow bright, she reflects on the beauty found in these quiet evening hours. Gradually, tiny lights begin to drift between the flowers, like stars that have fallen to earth. Her heart fills with a quiet joy, knowing her work has made this place a home. Finally, she turns toward the cottage, ready to rest before another day of gentle service arrives. In the silent night, the garden sleeps, patiently waiting for the sun to return tomorrow morning. Before going inside, she turns back once more, making sure the gate, the lantern, and every pot are secure. Even the quiet stones along the path seem warmer after a day touched by her patient hands. Another day breaks with a soft mist, waking the garden from its deep and peaceful slumber. She begins her morning task, watering each plant with a rhythm that has become her prayer. With gentle care, she selects the freshest stems, preparing them for those who will walk by. In her hands, the colors bloom together, turning simple stems into a work of quiet beauty. She sets the vase down, a small sign of her presence for all who visit today. Then, she sweeps the patio, making every corner of her world clean and ready for joy. When a single petal drifts down, she smiles softly, feeling the garden's gentle kiss today. She ties a small ribbon around each bundle, letting color and care speak for the heart behind her work. The garden becomes more than a workplace. It becomes a language of patience, welcome, and silent courage. She knows her strength is found in these tiny, consistent acts that she nurtures every day. In the morning quiet, she rests, content to be part of the garden's living, breathing heart. A neighbor visits, and Jane greets them with a bright smile, welcoming them into her garden. She offers a flower, letting the petals say what her voice could never express in words. With a grateful nod, she watches the lady walk away, happy to share such simple beauty. She continues her routine, ensuring each plant has exactly what it needs to thrive this day. Everything is in its place, a testament to the quiet discipline she carries within her heart. Her visitor leaves, carrying not only a flower, but also a small piece of the peace Jane has cultivated. That simple exchange gives Jane new strength, reminding her that kindness can travel farther than words. Under the warm midday sun, she takes a moment to simply breathe in the garden air. She prepares the small stand, organizing the tags with the same care she gives the flowers. A traveler pauses, and Jane offers a polite bow, letting her actions serve as a welcome. Exchanging flowers for coins, she feels the connection formed through these small, kind gestures today. She keeps the stand pristine, believing that true value shows in how one cares for things. With only a few lilies left, she handles them as if they were fragile, precious gems. As the day draws to a close, she gathers her earnings and prepares to head back. Looking back one last time, she feels proud of the persistence she has shown all day. She counts the coins carefully, not with greed, but with gratitude for each honest moment of service. Every small sale feels like proof that her quiet devotion has value in the wider world. The gate shuts with a soft click, marking the end of another day of silent work. In the cool shadows of late afternoon, she listens to the steady, calm water's song. Even when clearing away the debris, she does so with a mindful, gentle, and quiet hand. The cool water refreshes her as the day shifts, giving her energy for these final moments. She notices how the ferns thrive in the shade, blooming where others might not look. Sitting on the stones, she embraces the stillness, finding her voice in the quiet surrounding. Now that the day is done, she feels a deep and quiet sense of simple gratitude. Walking back to her cottage, she carries the piece of the garden with her tonight. The fading sun glows across the leaves, turning the garden into a soft painting of gold and green. Jane stands still for a moment, letting the day's silence settle gently over her shoulders. Watching the sunset, she realizes that she has proven her value through her daily persistence. Inside the warm shed, the lantern glows as the evening outside turns to deep twilight. She lights the lamp, filling the small room with a golden and comforting warm light. Her fingers trace the wooden markers carved by her own hand for each new flower row. The stove keeps the room warm as she waits for the tea to finish brewing tonight. She looks into the garden, imagining her flowers sleeping under the cover of the night. The warm tea soothes her, a simple reward for the long day of work behind her. She records her observations in her journal, her silent words preserved in ink for herself. Putting the book away, she feels ready for the rest that the night will bring. She writes down which roses opened, which herbs need trimming, and which pots should be moved tomorrow. These careful notes become a map of her dedication, preserving the lessons each season quietly teaches. Another fresh morning finds her in the garden, ready to nurture the climbing roses once more. With delicate strings, she guides the stems upward, ensuring they have the support to grow. Every bud receives her full attention, as she promises them the care they need today. She keeps the path clear, showing that even small tasks define her love for this place. Watching the birds in the sky, she feels free in the quiet of her early morning. Her routine continues, steady and rhythmic, just like the life flowing within her beloved garden. With her work finished, she sets the can down and stands back to admire her blooms. Smiling at the roses, she knows her persistence has finally blossomed into something beautiful indeed. She gently removes a dry leaf from the roses, treating the fragile stem as if it could feel her promise. The climbing vines respond to her guidance, rising slowly toward the frame she built with patient hands. Under the midday sun, the garden stands bright and proud, thriving in the warm, clear light. She keeps every surface clean, finding peace in the repetitive actions that fill her day. Moving with careful strength, she ensures each plant receives just the right amount of sun. She inspects every leaf, guarding the health of her plants with constant, watchful, loving care. Taking a short pause, she feels the heat of the day, but her heart stays cool, The petunias bloom bright, a reward for the persistence she pours into the soil daily. Sipping a cool drink, she feels refreshed and ready to return to her quiet work. With renewed focus, she goes back to the garden, finding value in every small task. The small stand shines beneath the sunlight, showing visitors that beauty grows best when tended every day. Jane notices the path is clean and smiles, proud that discipline has become part of her peace. As the sun dips low, the garden transforms into a beautiful portrait of soft light. Resting in the gazebo, she watches the colors of the sky change from gold to purple. She sees the day fading, knowing she has spent her time well among the blooms. A gentle peace fills her heart, knowing her silent service is a gift in itself. Standing up, she prepares for the quiet transition from her garden to her home. Looking back, she sees the garden she has nurtured with such steady, quiet persistence. Moving home now, she carries with her the knowledge that her silent work matters. Inside, she places one remaining flower in a cup by the window, keeping a piece of the garden close. Its soft color glows in the candlelight, a final reminder that quiet effort can brighten any room. Closing the door, she welcomes the warmth inside, letting the day's hard work end. At last, she finds rest, her heart light from the day of kindness she gave. The candle fades, and the night falls silent, leaving only the memory of a beautiful day. And while the village sleeps beyond the fence, her garden keeps the shape of every kindness she planted. Tomorrow she will rise with the sun again, ready to water, sweep, prune, and welcome the world through the quiet beauty of her small garden with a quiet and faithful heart.